Alright, I'm getting back on sanding the roof on the Phoenix project and use the DuraBlock. This is one of the newer tools I got with some 180 just to block it down and find my highs and lows. Then I come back and fill that in. Once that cures up, come back over with primer again and block it again and repeat the process. Okay, so I did my first pass and kind of see if I can get the camera to focus on what I'm trying to look at. The not quite so shiny area around here, that's where it hit good, and then I can see a low right there where it hasn't hit. Then I see a high right here where it's shiny, so that's going to have to be pecked down. So just kind of went through. That's what blocking looks like. It's kind of hard to pick up on a camera, or at least my camera anyway. So I'm just going to circle those. I already found some that I circled, so maybe you can see a little more detail in there of how those in the circles didn't get hit. Okay, so I blocked this down pretty good with 180 and the DuraBlock. So I can now see highs and lows. And I'm not going to try to do the whole half of the roof all at once. That's just too much area there. So I'm going to focus on about a quarter of it right here. So since this is a roof, the filler I'm going to use is not going to be lightweight body filler or Bondo, just because it needs to have flexibility to it. They do make a flexible lightweight body filler, but I don't have that. So I'm going to come back with my Dynaglass fiberglass filler. That'll actually make this a little stronger too, and fill it in. So if you use a Bondo on this, it's going to crack. It's just brittle. It don't have any toughness to it. So that's a lot of area to skim coat, but I think I'm pretty much going to have to skim coat this whole thing by the looks of what my blocking results are. Well, hello there. I'm sanding. Still. That's just what it takes to get this stuff done. It's just time consuming. It's the old saying of there's 3 ways you can have it, but you can only pick 2. So good, fast, and cheap. And since I'm doing it myself, it's cheap. So if I want it fast, it ain't going to be good. If I want it good, it's not going to be fast. So that's just kind of the nature of it. But I'll keep working at it, and it'll be good once I'm done. Okay, the sanding's coming along pretty good. Like I was saying before, this big mass of the fiber fill stuff is now starting to show up the low spots. Haven't quite hit this area yet. I've been focusing on these as they popped up. So, that kind of looks like maybe South America right there. I don't know what this part of South America would be. It's something different. Maybe Iceland over here, or Madagascar, and tilted Australia with New Zealand. Wow. I think it might be time for a break. I'm starting to see continents and countries in my body work. Alright, I've done with that half, or quarter of the roof, and I'm working on this quarter of the roof. And I'm using the 180 grit and the DuraBlock to knock the primer down to get to the areas. So I can see I have 2 highs right here, so I'm just circling that low. This low right here actually made 2 highs on this side right here. The block technique I'm using is the X pattern that Kevin Tetz shows. So it's just up, over, angle, over, and then come back, angle, over, X, over. As I'll probably mess it up since I did. I got it down now. So I can't sand and talk at the same time. Not that professional. So just use that method that I was showing there with this 180, which is ample enough to knock it down. See, there's another high right there that I found, and like I said, I already know those are lows. Looks like I'm maybe getting into a high right up in there too. So I'm going to keep doing this until I come all the way across here and do this quarter, and then do what I did on this side over here. Fill in all my lows, which looks like, hopefully I don't have too much of it in there, and I can just isolate just a couple of patches, and that'll be a lot less work if I can get away with that. Okay, so I've finished my passes on here with the blocking this primer down. A couple ways I know that is, one, I'm tired of blocking it. The other thing is, if I'm taking the primer off, I'm making a lot of dust. And the last couple passes I did, I'm not really making a lot of dust. That means I'm just hitting metal, and I'm not even getting down into these lows. So as you can see, everywhere there's little primer dots, that's where it needs filler. I got to get this ready, scuff all these areas that actually I don't even see any sander marks in all this. After blocking all this down, I don't see any sander marks in the middle of these lows in here, so I need to get it scuffed up. Okay, I got all the work done for the first iteration on the kitty hair and flattening this out. So what you see is I've come through and I've rolled my primer on again. Well, that's the first time on this side anyway. I just coated the whole thing. And what I'm going to do once this cures is I want to put the car outside for a little bit, since it's taking up a good spot, and Jim doesn't have a back glass, so Jim is, well, taking up the spot for my other car, my daily driver, so the project's going to have to get outside. So what I'm going to do after this cures up right here, if I keep you from getting too dizzy by spinning the camera around, is go ahead and put a light coat of Slick Seal on here. I could just use some rattle can or something cheap, just to give it a little bit of a shell, but I want to try out the Slick Seal and learn how to use that product, because that's what I'm going to be using on this car. And then it'll be sealed up and weather resistant, and I can store it outside and work on other stuff, because, well, frankly, I'm about tired of sanding and all that stuff right now. Alright, I just got cleaned up from using the Slick Seal. I'm learning how to use this product. So it's a lot thinner than the Van Sickle paint that I use. It's a heavy body paint. So what I learned is I need to turn my gun down about 10% or 10 psi, and then spray a little bit faster, and it coats pretty good if I do it like that. It's not a super thick coating system, so I think I did kind of one light coat and then come back and put a good coat on there, wait a little bit like what it said on the instructions, and then I come back and did my finish coat. One thing on cleaning this up, I like to use paint thinner a lot. It works well with my Van Sickle paint, but I got to use lacquer thinner with this. It kind of coagulates and then separates from the paint thinner, and that just doesn't cut it for this one. So onward to what it looks like. So this is my first iteration of the, well, lost light there or something. So the first iteration of body filler. I guess I don't have enough light or something. I'm getting all the grainy effect. So there's still some spots that I need to go over. I guess that direction does better. So I can see these spots now that I still need to go over and hit. But like I said, it's the first pass of this body filler, and this gets it to where I can take all the tape and paper off and get it outside, since it's taking up a prime location in the shop. So I can work on engine stuff and interior stuff and all that outside, especially since I need this bay. But anyways, this will protect it. In 24 hours I can bring it out, and I'm not going to worry about it rusting or anything. So that's kind of the point of it. Okay, here we go. It's a Maiden Voyage of Phoenix. across the yard, right over there. That's where it's going to get parked. Hopefully. Take one. Forgot you were turned on.